Just a few things. When we talk on your slide, when you spoke about equality of opportunity and access, and my point is, well, it's not even a question, it's more a statement, a point. That it's not just okay for us to look or to say that there's equal opportunities for women and men, but we need also to look at culture and norms and how it is we are socialized. So that access and opportunities needs sensitization work and it needs re-socialization. My reason for saying this is it's most times easier for girls to go into the non-traditional professions than it is for our boys. And again, that has to do with culture. So if we're going to say, if a young man says, boy, I want to be a nurse, let's just use a nurse as an example. Within his home, his mother will ask him some whole heap of questions, and maybe start to think as to why you want to do that? Nurse? No. And again, it comes back to culture. And I'm just using that as one example. Another thing, as I sat and I looked at the presentation being done, it reminded me, or I started to think about the fact that many times when we talk about gender-based violence, we focus primarily on our women and our girls. And although it is that we are being impacted and affected, we need to also start to look at our boys and our men and look at them very differently. Because if it is that we start to do work with our boys and our men, then the women will not be violated the way in which we are. So we need to start to, when we're talking about gender, to include men, boys, because if we continue to leave them out when we do our presentation, then we will continue to be violated because they will feel like they're on the sideline.
I do take your point very well about the use of culture and norms, and that really is very important because especially in our Jamaican society, the cultural impact is very significant in terms of how culture impacts on power dynamics and impacts on relationships between male-female relationships, female-female, male-male relationships. And I do take your point about the need for increased sensitization and re-socialization. That's very important. I agree with you. I also want to mention that in terms of looking at boys and men, yes, that is a deficit in the presentation. I do agree. But I think where we have the vision statement, that's perhaps where it is captured. But yes, I do agree. I probably should have made some more. But the thing is, I was doing the policy and the NSAP. So if I were doing a straight gender mainstreaming presentation, for example, where I'm looking at just a situation analysis on violence in general, I would have done, because I do have a lot of stats on that. But I think for this particular one, my focus was on the policy itself and the plan. But yes, I do agree. We also had a male desk in 2009. And that male desk, I think you might know Dawnette, Mr. Williams, Dave Williams was at the desk at that point. And the desk lasted for 4 years actually, 2009 to 2012. And a lot of work was done with that desk, and a lot of what we did, we owe to UNFPA. So it's here in this city, and they did a lot with us in terms of, because there was no budget for the desk. And so what we had to do was to do a lot of proposals, and a lot of the work revolved around training, and that was because the men indicated that this is what they needed. So we did research where we spoke to men, we got them in, had consultations with men, and we asked them what it is that they needed and areas that they identified, whether it's a training in hospitality management or it's a training in a skills area, doing some computing, and we did get lots of funding for that, and we do have men at this point who completed their training, have moved on and are employed, and we consider them as success stories. We also had issues related to men and parenting, where we had men who had issues with parenting their boys and parenting their children in general, and having issues with the mother not related to them because they are no longer having a relationship, and how do they still maintain a relationship with the child or the children in the absence of a relationship with the mother. So yes, we did a lot of work, and at this time the ministers asked us to reintroduce the male desk, this time with under new name. And so we just did a proposal, and it's going to be considered the ministry paper to be tabled in Parliament to reintroduce the male desk, because it's so important. And we've also thought of having that desk being wider than just a desk, because our experience when we had it in 2009-12 was that the number of work, the amount of work and the number of persons who wanted intervention and number of persons who came onto this space, one person was not enough and a desk was not enough. So we're thinking of broadening that based on the research we did and the experiences we had to make it a little broader. So thanks, Dawnette, for that. I hope I have responded adequately to your questions.